Go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right, Erika. Well, let me ask you this. How do you see me fitting in to Barstool Sports?
No, I already work here. So what would you do?
I thought that would work. And I think I'm a big part of the show. I think if you take me away, it changes dramatically. Don't you fucking laugh, you son of a bitch.
Just talk.
Okay, so what are your goals, Mike?
I mean, eventually I'd like to have my own, radio show or podcast like this, whatever that term.
Have you met Blind Mike ever?
I have not met Mike ever.
And you've never heard about Blind Mike until like yesterday, right? Like you have no idea who he is, right?
I'm like loosely familiar with the wallet being thrown at his face thing.
The wallet throw his face. Correct. That's exact. Mike, you want to say hello to the CEO of Barstool?
Hello, Erika.
Hi, Mike.
How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Jesus Christ! Aren't you overwhelmed by his talent so far? Don't you want to throw money at him right now? I mean, essentially, you should probably get rid of me and just give him the podcast.
Just have the checkbook open.
So the floor is yours now, Mike. Now, Mike, for weeks and weeks, I'm sure you've seen it. God, it's, as you said in your email, I forget what the word you used to describe me on social media. Unavoidable, which is kind of a backhanded compliment, but I'll take it. Mike's pay blind Mike, I think, almost got 13 tweets. It's been
epic, unstoppable.
I think he has his own burner account, created a poll that got 1 vote, as you saw.
That was not me.
Yep.
And it got many votes.
So Mike, it was mine.
Yes, that's right. So, Mike, the floor is yours. Go ahead. Well, let me just, what we're going to do here is just give you an insight into the world of one of the top CEOs in this country, Erika, interviewing or Blind Mike making the case for Erika. This is what it's like in buildings all across America today, all over the world, in fact, is somebody is applying for a job or making the case for a job. So I'll just stay out of the way and let you two communicate if that's okay. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right, Erika. Well, let me ask you this. How do you see me fitting in to Barstool Sports?
No, I already work here. So what would you do?
I thought that would work.
Who would have thought?
Well, first of all, do you listen to the Kirk Minihane Show? Because I'm a pretty significant part of it, I would say.
I seem to think that you laugh at what Kirk Minihane says. Is that what else do you do on the show?
I hate this so much. God damn it! She says whatever every fucking person on Twitter says.
I would say, Erika, you're hired. First of all, for me. Go ahead.
No, I am obviously the second voice on the show. Not quite a co-host, but I would say maybe a sidekick. And I think to get anyone else in that role that Kirk would like would be, I don't know, 10 times the cost of what I want. And I think I'm a big part of the show. I think if you take me away, it changes dramatically. Don't you fucking laugh, you son of a bitch.
Just talk. Just talk.
I think the show changes dramatically. I think Kirk could still put on a good show, but it would be a very different show and not what the listeners have come to enjoy. And I'm curious what you think about that.
So what if you worked here,
Yes.
Have you talked to Dave Portnoy?
No, not about this. Ever in my life, yes.
But why didn't you stay working for Dave Portnoy when you were getting wallets thrown at your face and blogging occasionally and playing ping pong?
I was an intern at the time, and there just wasn't a role for me to be full-time. And I think I've grown. There's been 4 years since then, so I think I've grown and changed a lot with my experience, and I think I've found a good role here.
So what do you know how to do?
I'm the second voice on one of your biggest podcasts. I'm also the social media director. I'm also the social media director for the podcast. I help with show prep, and I think something that's very important is I think I'm the best facilitator of what Kirk likes, so that business people and the producers don't need to bother him with bad ideas, because I know I have a better grasp of what Kirk likes for the show, that he doesn't have to deal with as much bullshit.
What does Kirk like for the show?
I'm referring to content ideas, like stories he would like and things like that. I keep bad ideas off his desk. For example, Dave has pitched us roughly 10 million bad ideas.
Don't bring me into this.
And I keep, I appease him and keep the producer happy, but I also keep it off Kirk's desk so he doesn't have to deal with it.
Okay, so what are your goals, Mike?
My goals in life or with this show?
In general. I read one of your blogs back from, I think it was August 2015, and your goals then were to not die crossing the street, not gain weight, and then to have sex in the UMass library. Those seem like great qualifiers. To work
I don't remember the last one, but
still applies.
Not much.
But no, I mean, eventually I'd like to have my own, radio show or podcast like this, whatever that turns into someday. But that's really my goal, to be. I admire guys like Kirk and Howard Stern and what they've done in radio, and that's really what I want to do. A show similar to that.
Okay, what do you think, Kirk?
I'd pass, Erika, if I were you, honestly. It's a hard pass for me.
Come on.
I just don't know why you haven't talked to Dave Portnoy.
Meaning me or Mike?
Meaning Mike.
I don't know how I would get to either of you necessarily.
I mean,
I've talked to the biggest gun. The biggest gun I've talked to is Mike.
Same thing with Dave.
Yeah, I would say B is. I mean, what she's saying is B. You know, there's only so much you got to be proactive once in a while. Like you could.
Right.
Yeah.
I did not. Well, here's the other thing. Here's how I know I have a significant part of the show is I think you're a very smart woman, Erika, and you're obviously very successful. And I don't think you would waste your time with someone that doesn't have anything doesn't have a significant role on this show.
Well, I asked her.
I'm really only doing Kirk a favor.
Yeah, I asked her to do it.
Not a good line. Not a good line.
Damn it!
I mean, what?
I really thought I had you again.
You think of the things on her. Think of the things on her plate right now.
Did you smile as you were saying that?
She's sitting there. She's like, "Oh my god, I have to do this fucking stupid interview." Here how he laughs, though, Erika. He's a good laugher. That's important.
That is important.
I agree, and he keeps bad shit off your desk. Damn it. So, Mike, what are two things you would do for the show if you were on it?
That you haven't answered already.
In promoting and growing the show, like specific examples.
I would provide Instagram content that Kirk isn't doing, like original Instagram content. Because Kirk doesn't want to do that. So
let's focus on you, okay? Let's not criticize me during this. Number two.
I'm just saying.
Instagram content of you or of Kirk?
It could be both if I could get Kirk to do it, but otherwise of me, I would be willing to reclaim my role of doing embarrassing shit, like the type of stuff I did for Dave Portnoy. I would do that again for Instagram if I had to, or whatever ideas we come up with.
That's one.
So are you on the show to grow you or to grow Kirk?
To grow Kirk, because I think if we grow the Instagram, it grows the brand itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who is the? We were trying to figure this out. Is there somebody in New York, in the Barstool world, who's similar to Mike? If you look at the whole thing, we're trying to find a comp.
I was thinking about that too. So, I mean, do you edit, or are you just a voice on air, Mike? Like, tell me, like, if you were to describe your role, you're doing social, you rap with Kirk.
I do social and I do on air, and I help with ideas more, like content ideas more than the actual editing of audio or anything like that.
He's done I have to say, he's done a very good job. He's worth everything we've paid him so far. I would say
100%.
Almost.
And what were you doing at Entercom?
Promotions, like
Okay, what's that mean?
Yeah, just working events and stuff like that.
Okay, got it. Like handing out free shit? Or,
basically, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Great qualifier for this. Okay.
I think my work is
exactly similar. Our guys mostly, if you look at a Hank, who, I think you guys were around the same time. Like Hank does a little bit of what you do, but also does editing and has a lot of vision on what's captured, what's shot, whatever. You could look at Tommy, maybe.
Right.
The thing is, I think if you get rid of me tomorrow, you would have to replace me with someone that's probably 10 times more expensive, like Jerry Callahan or something. I think if you take me away, then Kirk has no one to bounce off of and goof with on stuff. And
yeah, that's important. Yeah. I get that. And who else are you talking to besides us?
Yeah, what's your leverage, Mike? And now we've arrived at the tricky part of the conversation.
Here's the thing. I could make $0. I would have to leave the show tomorrow, and that's fine. But then I think you're taking away from the show, and I think it's about keeping Kirk. Keeping Kirk happy.
That's not her question.
Not keeping me happy.
Her question is,
and I need to make money to keep doing the show.
Okay.
Is the problem?
You don't need to yell at me, Mike.
Oh, I wasn't yelling at you. I'm sorry, Erika.
He was yelling at me.
I'm terribly sorry.
He was yelling at me.
So who else are you talking to?
I'm very loyal to Barstool. Entercom made me choose between Entercom or Barstool, and I, without question, said Barstool.
That is true. I can back him up on that.
Why did they make you choose?
Because they said it was a conflict of interest.
Okay.
Me going on this show, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, I would say leaving radio promotions was a good move for you, Mike, in general.
I agree.
Regardless of what happens next.
I agree.
Okay. All right. My recommendation would be to call your old friend Dave Portnoy.
Okay.
And talk to him about it.
All right.
That's good. That's not a no, Mike. That's better than I thought you were going to do. That's not a no. I mean, I know privately she actually just texted me like 30 seconds ago.
Why am I doing this?
What the fuck is this? which is fine, but I mean,
no more highlighting the Kirk Minihane Show in the email.
Well, yeah. We're about a month and a half in now. What is your overall impression of the Kirk Minihane world? Are you so far so good?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's what I said. I think you guys, you have your own world. I think that you are so topical, and I like that you, I think you have a momentum. Like someone was describing you as like the Irish Catholic version of Dave Portnoy, and I kind of liked that. You have the same type of momentum when you're onto something, and I think that's great. I think the way you guys involve your fans and your fan groups is awesome. Like you do that better than anybody here. I think your energy is incredible, and I think you have, you're mouthy. You have a lot to say, which we like.
Thank you very much.
I don't know what you're talking
about. Not you, Mike.
She has no use for you, Mike. Well, see, my concern is I appreciated the sentiments in that email, and I don't want you to think. Put it this way: if me trying to pitch Mike for a job means that's going to change your mind on that, don't even worry about it. Like, let's just move on and kick him to the street. No big deal.
I also like that I think Gaz came on last week, maybe. I like that you guys are running your own program. Like that's my thing, which is we're just, Barstool's, Mike, just in your world, you've seen it from, dentist's office in Milton, and now, we have almost 200 people who work here. So it's people who can make their own momentum and their own storylines and carry those forward like that. I'm about that all day long. And I actually really respect that.
Is there not enough of that going? Is that part of the reason for the Portnoy kid play?
I think the bigger we get, the more dependent people want to be on everyone else to make them big.
Right.
And it's not a Barstool thing. That's a media company thing.
And I think,
happens everywhere.
And I think Mike's a perfect example of that. Somebody just begging for a job without earning it.
Can I make one final pitch to you, Erika?
Go ahead.
I'm going to go have like 30 more of these conversations today. So got a little early jump today.
Go ahead, Mike. One more.
Go ahead, Mike.
I promise I'll never tag you on Twitter again if you give me a job. I'll stop bothering. No. I'll stop bothering you.
I think being aggressive on social is great.
Yes. Well, let me say,
you guys do well. I think you've done a great job with the social, Mike. I'll give you that.
Oh, you hear that?
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I am enjoying this experience. I am loving.
This show also needs a visual element, which I will help facilitate because I don't know if on air I'm doing justice.
Why haven't we made the Kirk drawings into T-shirts?
Well, so I would ask you
That's
this.
That's another thing I offer to do is
I'm happy to be as proactive as you want on that stuff, but I have no idea how that works. None. Like I don't want to bother anybody.
No, I'll handle it.
All right, you're going to handle it?
I will.
Okay, fine.
All right, Mike.
Good. There you go, Mike.
And I already have ideas for merch for the show.
Shut up, Mike. No, she's told you to do something. Let me hear your ideas. Just do it.
All right, I'll do it.
T-shirt ideas.
Just do it. The CEO just told you to do it. You're going to do it, right?
Got it.
Okay. All right, Erika, go do some.
Right.
This will be the most important part of your day. So just understand that. All right,
I'm sorry, Erika. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
See you.
I'm not going to say that went well.
You only got one well?
It wasn't a flat no, but
I actually am pretty encouraged. No, did I misread it? I'm actually fairly encouraged.
I wasn't.
Really?
Mike did not bring his A game.
That was his A game.
If that was his game.
That was about it.
What do you mean? Boy, I got to say, Mike, I'm going to have your back on this one. I could tell you right now, having dealt with her, if it was a no, she would say no.
Right.
Like, she's telling you to do something. Two things. To handle the T-shirt thing, because she's saying right there, like, there's money to be made there.
Yep.
And that, by the way, helps me as well.
Yep.
And we could have it help you. I'm happy to have you to get a taste of that too. I'll give you part of my percentage for that, no problem.
All right.
If you put it together, what's unbelievable?
It's how this is all transpiring. I'm enjoying it.
It's like being in a boardroom for a
a couple of texts from Nardini.
You really are letting your fans into your world. I love it. 3
texts from Nardini. Bang, bang, bang.
Let's
go. Oh, boy. Well, okay. Anyway, so what were you saying, Dave? It didn't go well? Yeah, I might. It's like a thought. I think I agree with you.
Come on.
No, I'm just kidding.
If I were to help him in that situation, so you don't really like responding to people on Twitter. You just kind of do your own thing.
What do you mean?
Like you don't go back at the fans on Twitter. You give me shit about going back.
Oh, yeah.
I respond to every single one.
But hold on. Whoa. Hold on.
Well, you think that? You try being there. I'll get it done by 11 o'clock. It'll be up.
Hold on. If she listens back to the podcast, this will be what she remembers. She used the word fans. The fans they're not just fans, they're our customers. Because Barstool's fans engage with everything they do. Mike is the voice of the fans. Mike is the voice of the fans. Right. He communicates with them. Probably less than me. Not a big deal. I get it. But he'll do more of that because they're buyers of Kirk Minahane's product.
I don't think I've ever listened to the end. I've never made it through when you talk.